you have any medical conditions that you might be concerned about, you may want to check with your doctor before you do these. So just monitor yourself, make sure that you're staying within your limitations with these exercises. So the first stretch that I'm going to do, you want to make sure that your feet are comfortably apart, your knees are slightly bent, your back is straight. We're going to bring our arms out to the side, palms pointed up. And we're going to bring them above our head and make sure they're not too far forward, but they're like even with your ears. Then we're going to point up towards the ceiling and really stretch your spine. You want to feel that stretch in your spine. So push, push, push. Take a deep breath in and out. Pushing up with your fingertips towards the sky, but down with your feet towards the floor so you get a good stretch. Great. Now bring your arms back down to shoulder height slowly. Palms down, back to your sides. Awesome. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to release all the stress. So we're just going to go back and forth, back and forth. And you notice that when I do that, we're swinging. I call this the rag doll because you're just letting your arms go. And you're swinging, but you're rotating from one hip to the other. Nice and gently rotating. Make sure you maintain that stance where your knees are slightly bent. And you're just kind of letting your arms go, hitting your body. I want you to imagine, when you do this, imagine that you are just letting all your stress roll down off your shoulders, down through your elbows, down through your wrists, through your fingertips, and you are releasing all that stress that you have stored up in your shoulders. And just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Make sure you're breathing. Breathing. Doesn't that feel good? You're just releasing all that stress. All right, great. Let's come back to center and just take a deep breath in. Perfect. The next stretch we're going to do is we're going to do the horse's stance where you have one foot pointed out, the other foot is still pointed forward, knees slightly bent, and we're going to come down ever so slowly. Take your time. Just take your time. And you're stretching down to the floor with your hand. But you want to look up towards the ceiling, giving your neck a stretch. And if you can, go ahead and bring your arm up and push it towards the ceiling. You're looking up towards the ceiling, you're pushing your arm towards the ceiling. This is a really good stretch for the muscles in the thoracic area. So it gives those paraspinal stretch. And you're going to bring that arm back down. And then bring that, both hands are going to be down now. Touch the floor with your fingertips. Straighten your leg. And just shift your weight onto your back hip. Stretching, you're going to feel that stretch in your gastrocs and your calves, and also you're going to feel it in the back of your leg. And then we're going to come back up slowly. We're going to switch. Other foot goes out towards the wall. Make sure that you still have a foot pulling or pointing forward. And then we're going to do the same thing, coming down. That arm comes down slowly. Make sure you're working within your limitations, touching the floor, and you should feel that stretch in the back of your leg. You should feel it in your calves and also in your hamstrings. And then you're going to look up toward the ceiling, stretching your neck, and you're bringing your arm up also so that it's pointing toward the ceiling, and we're stretching those paraspinals through the thoracic area. This is a good stretch for scoliosis also. Remember to breathe. Bring that arm back down. Now we're going to touch the floor with both hands. If you can, just do the best you can. And you'll notice each day you'll be able to stretch and reach a little further. And you're straightening that knee. You're kind of shifting your weight to your hip. And then you're going to come back up. Great, how you doing? You staying with me? You feeling the stretching? Take a deep breath and out. Next, let's just roll those shoulders. Let's just let those shoulders go. Do some circles, shoulder circles. We're going to go backwards. Nice big shoulder rolls. Excellent. Now let's go forward. And you see that we're kind of exaggerating those shoulder rolls to really stretch things out. Perfect. And then back to central stance. Let's go ahead and just circle with our head, nice and slow. And then let's go the other direction. Nice and slow. Can you feel that stretch? Can you feel all those muscles in your neck stretching? Very good. Let's come back to normal stance. And now we're going to turn our head to the right and hold. Make sure you're breathing. Slowly turn your head to the left. Make sure you're breathing. Slowly to the right. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. And back to the left. Come back to center. We're going to drop our ear to the shoulder to the right. You feel that stretch? And now what you're going to do is you're going to, the opposite hand, you want to turn that hand out and drop the opposite shoulder so you can feel that stretch right through the scalenes as well as the little bit in the levator scapula. And then we're going to switch. To the left, ear to shoulder, opposite arm, you make sure you turn that palm up, drop that shoulder, and you can feel that stretch right through here, right through those scalenes. Real good stretch. Great, let's come back to center. Perfect, deep breath in. Very good, very good. Take your time. The next one we're going to do is we're just going to drop down. I'm going to turn a little sideways so you can kind of see what I'm doing. We're just going to drop down. We're going to hang here a little bit. Just go as far as you comfortably can. If you can only go this far, that's great. If you can go a little farther, that's great. Do what you can. Stay within your limitations. And stretch out your back. And you'll feel that in the back of your legs also. You're going to feel that in your calves, your gastrocs. You're going to feel it in your hamstrings. And if you can touch the floor, awesome. Just going to do hand walking so that we stretch out a little bit. You can feel that stretch in the back of your legs, in your calves, and also in your hamstrings. And then we're going to come down to our knees. And we're going to stretch our back, releasing the vertebrae, and also helping to lubricate the discs by flexing the spine. This is a really good exercise to keep the spine flexible for people of any age. Make sure you're working within your limitations, doing it slowly. Great. Awesome. Okay, next we're going to sit on the floor, and if you can, you're going to put one foot or one leg over the other, so you're kind of sitting in this position. And then we're going to get a good stretch again in the back just by turning the other way, and you can feel that through your whole spine. A real nice stretch to help release those muscles in the spine. Take your time, bring it across the other way. And we're going to do the same thing. And you're just going to stretch and hold. Perfect. How's that feel? Pay attention to how that feels and where you feel it in your muscles. Now, what if you can't get down on your knees? So a variation of that stretch of being on your knees is you can actually just hold on to a chair, get your feet comfortably apart, back up a little bit, and then you can do your stretch from holding on to the chair. And again, don't expect perfection. Do the best you can, because getting flexibility into the spine, if your muscles are extremely tight from years of not, stretching, it's going to be a little slower progress. And remember, I've been doing this for a long time. So just hold on to a chair and then gently allow your spine to relax, and then stretch it, and then allow it to relax, let it go, and stretch. And do it as many times as is comfortable for you. And back up. Good. Back to center. Take a deep breath in. All right. So the other one that I showed you, where you're on the floor and you're stretching your spine, crossing your legs on the floor, if you can't do that, a variation to that is simply going to be, just if you can, cross your legs, hold on to something, and then you can turn away from what you're holding on to, and that will give you a stretch, okay? And then you can cross your legs the opposite way, hold on to something, and then turn your body the opposite way. So it's a little more gentle stretch, but it's a little easier to do for beginners doing these stretches. I want to thank everybody for joining me for these stretches, and I hope this helps you. It will definitely help you to stay flexible and then work within your limitations. I just want to remind you of that. And I will also be posting some more stretches that will be helpful to keep you flexible. Thanks for joining me.